Alright folks, so here's our 305 head here. I've been working on it, and this is the driver's side head, and trying to clean the front of the head up here a little bit. This is the driver's side, and well, of course you won't see this side, but I'm not sure if you can notice or not, but I did a little bit of cleaning up on the front of this head here, and I don't know if you can notice at first or not, but anyway, I had some flashing from when this head was cast. Some of the flashing there, just rough edges and all that, it used to be up through here and then it went straight over, so I took a little grinder there and just very easily cleaned all that up, and made it look a little better. You can still see the outline of it just a little bit, but I was very gentle with that, because you don't want to thin this out at all or anything, because you won't take any material off that, because there's a coolant patch that's just behind this. Obviously it's right there too, but it's the same coolant patches, but you do not want to thin that out. So I was very easily took and cleaned this flashing up here that used to kind of go at a 90-degree angle, and I'm debating about going in here, because we got enough meat here we could do it, about taking and shaving this off right here, and then shaving this, kind of reshaping this a little bit, and then taking this flashing that goes right here and cleaning that up. Now if you don't know where I'm going yet, the reason for that being is if we want to make it a 283, and we don't want people to know that this is a newer head, so we could shave this off very easily and then clean this up, and that only leaves us with this. So we could come in here and probably reshape this a little bit, and you would never know. Now, we're still going to have a hole there. So really, what I could do is take a bolt like this, thread it in, just like so, and take a cutoff wheel and cut it off flush, and then there you go. And then by the time you paint it, you will never know. And then what we can do then is, I got some magnets that I made, and this is my idea. I made a video about this a couple videos back. My idea. This is my idea. Alright, it might not be the greatest, but it's my idea. And what I'm getting at is, when you go to car shows and all that, and if you can't afford to, go spend the money and find, real double hump heads or 283 heads or anything like that, which are not too awful expensive. Nowadays, most people are into LS stuff, and they're, trying to get rid of double humps and 283s, 305s, you name it, because they don't really care anymore. But, if you're like me and you live, back in the woods here, and you're a poor boy, and, I actually got double hump heads, and I got a couple sets of 283 heads, but the reason for this being too is these 305 heads have factory hardened seats, and you could get an old cheap 305 here and put some ram horn manifolds on it, and run 283 valve covers, and do what I'm going to do here and shave the front of this head off here. And I got some magnets that I made up specifically for if you want to go to a car show or whatever, and you can just stick them right on there, and they have the power pack logo, we'll call it. And I made some double hump ones too, and that would be the easiest way, because when somebody looks at it first glance, they'll think, oh, that's cool, that's a 283, or hey, that's cool, that's old 327. I'll be like, yeah, it sure is, did some work to it. Yeah, it's a 283, that's alright. But anyway, this is kind of the cheap way of doing it. And or you just don't want to, kind of like me, you don't want to put a 283 or a 327 in our 59 Biscayne here, because it's just not worth the effort. I just put old 305 in it, and have some goodies inside, and we'll have a roller cam. That's if I went with the 87 305, because I do have a roller one, and do the same thing, put these heads over on that, and shave the front of them off, and make our magnets up, so when we go to a car show, it'll make it look like it's original motor. Now, of course, it's not. It's a clone. We're going to call it a clone 283. you know, it's no way, shape, or form. You'll still be able to tell because the way the head is, it's not straight all the way down. I mean, it's still giveaways. Plus, we got our port right there. But, you know, at first glance, what we want is somebody that looks at the engine bay is it looks like a 283, even though it's really not. But, you know, nobody cares about these 305 heads here. The only benefit, like I said, is they got hardened seats. That's it. But they flow like crap. You know, the only thing that's good is the combustion chambers. You know, you can put them on a 350 and get, you know, higher compression and all that. But, you know, it's not that really much going for them. But that's what I'm going to do, is I think I'm going to come in here. We got enough material here. I'll be very gentle with it. And we shave this off with no problem. And then we'll take this flashing off right in here. Clean that up. Because I already cleaned it off right in here. Just very, very gentle. And we'll shave this off and reshape this kind of around this edge here. And then I got some magnets I made of them, a whole stack of them. So when you go to a car show, we can just stick them on there. And we can make it whatever motor we want. And that's all I'm after, is at first glance, you know, it looks like a 283, but it's really not. And, you know, it's kind of a cool way of doing it. And you just got to remember, when you go to leave the car show, take the magnets off so they don't fall off. But this is my idea again, my idea. Now, I've heard about the past people shaving the front of heads, but you can't find no videos of it at all on YouTube, because they did that like for drag racing and all that. They would shave the front of the head so you didn't know what heads were running. And I've heard about that before from a buddy of mine, and he was telling me about that, and I think it's neat. Now, we're not going to touch this side. I don't care about this side. Now, this again is the driver's side head, so you will see this. I'm just doing it on the opposite side, mainly because I want to see what it looks like, and then you won't see that side anyway, and I really don't care. So if that way, if it doesn't look kind of like my idea, like I was thinking about, then nobody's going to see it anyway. But this has got more meat on it, and I really don't want to disturb it on that side too much. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking about doing here. Is, I mean, we could shave that off, but I want to see what this side looks like. Just from shaving that little flashing off there, I'm going to come in here and shave that off, and we could shape this. Now, keep in mind, we are running a short water pump, and we're not using accessory holes. We're running the original style short water pump setup, so we're not running any of the accessory holes. Now, it's ways to overcome that day. The day and time of having to have accessory holes and heads is long gone. You ain't got to worry about that anymore. I've came up with the pulley setup that uses the original pulleys, except for the lower alternator bracket. But you can able to run a long water pump and Bill not have to worry about accessory holes or any of that stuff. You know, they can make stuff nowadays where you can run whatever head you want, and I've overcame that in my 69 C10. If you've seen videos on that, and of course that's what these heads were on. But anyway, so that's what we're doing here. Put some likes, comments, and subscribe below, and give me some feedback on this, because I've heard about this in the past. And send me some links in the bottom of this video here, right there in the bottom here, and let me know if we can find some videos, because I heard about people drag racing back then, maybe circle track racing, or you know, anything like that. They would shave the front of the heads here so you couldn't tell what heads they were running. I've heard about it, doing it to double humps and all that, but I don't want to ruin a set of heads like that. These are, again, 305 heads, and you know, if I ruin them, so what? They're 305 heads. We're not going to ruin them anyway, because I'm barely just taking enough of that roughness off that flashing there when they cast the heads that it's not going to matter anyway. But anyway, drop me a comment below and let me know what you think here.